Summer Smith is the older sister of Morty and the granddaughter of Rick Sanchez, often serving as the voice of reason in the family, despite being a typical teenager dealing with her own insecurities and desire to fit in with her peers. Summer was voiced by Spencer Grammer, daughter of actor Kelsey Grammer, who brings a perfect blend of teenage angst and surprising maturity to the character, making Summer feel authentic and relatable throughout the series. Initially, Summer was conceived as a more background character, but the writers expanded her role significantly after realizing the potential for storylines, exploring her complex relationship with Rick and her struggles with feeling unimportant in the family dynamic. Summer discovered in the episode 60 Minutes that she was an unplanned pregnancy that nearly led to her parents getting an abortion, which caused her to have an existential crisis until Morty showed her that nobody exists on purpose and everyone's existence is random. In Dimension C-137, Summer works at a vintage thrift store called Needful Things, owned by the devil, showing her independence and desire to earn her own money while also demonstrating her tendency to get involved in supernatural situations. Summer is approximately 17 years old throughout most of the series, making her about 2 to 3 years older than Morty, though her exact age has varied slightly depending on the season and timeline. Unlike Morty, Summer initially felt left out of Rick's adventures, desperately wanting to be included in their sci-fi escapades, which led to her becoming more assertive about joining them and proving she could handle dangerous situations. Summer's relationship with her mother Beth is complex, as they share similar personality traits, including intelligence, ambition, and a fear of being ordinary, which sometimes causes them to clash, but also creates moments of deep understanding. In the episode Raising Gazorpazorp, Summer proves herself capable of interdimensional travel when she helps Morty raise his alien son, demonstrating her quick thinking and ability to adapt to bizarre situations without Rick's direct guidance. Summer has shown remarkable character development from a shallow, phone-obsessed teenager in early seasons to a capable, brave, and resourceful young woman who can hold her own in dangerous situations across multiple dimensions. The character of Summer represents the show's commentary on teenage girl stereotypes, often subverting expectations by showing her as both interested in typical teenage concerns and capable of violence and strategic thinking when necessary. Summer's bedroom has been shown to contain various posters and decorations that change between episodes, suggesting either continuity errors or that she frequently redecorates to match her evolving personality and interests throughout the series. In the Rickdemption, Summer becomes the de facto leader of the family when Rick is imprisoned, showing fierce loyalty by digging up the portal gun and attempting to rescue him from the Galactic Federation. Summer has died multiple times across different dimensions and timelines, including being killed by mutated Morty in Rick Potion number 9, and various deaths in the Edge of Tomorty death crystals, highlighting the show's dark humor. Her friendship with Nancy shows Summer's desire for normal teenage relationships, though these friendships are often complicated by her family's interdimensional adventures and the secrets she has to keep from her peers. Summer demonstrates surprising physical strength and combat skills in episodes like Rickmancing the Stone, where she becomes a post-apocalyptic warrior in the Mad Max-style dimension, proving she inherited some of Rick's survival instincts. The episode Something Ricked This Way Comes shows Summer's intelligence when she helps Rick create a business that removes curses from items, demonstrating she inherited the family's scientific aptitude despite not being as naturally gifted as Rick. Summer's relationship with Jerry, her father, is often strained due to her lack of respect for his unemployed status and general incompetence. Though she occasionally shows genuine concern for his well-being during family crises. In Total Recall, Summer creates the false memory of having an imaginary friend named Tinkles, showing her creativity and the deep-seated loneliness she sometimes feels despite being surrounded by family. Summer has been shown to be quite popular at Harry Herpson High School, having multiple friends and romantic interests, contradicting the typical unpopular nerd family trope often seen in animated shows. Her romantic relationships include Ethan, who broke up with her to date Trisha Lang, and Hemorrhage from the post-apocalyptic dimension, showing her attraction to both normal teenage boys and dangerous bad boys. Summer's pink phone is almost always with her in early seasons, representing her connection to normal teenage life. But she uses it less frequently as she becomes more involved in Rick's adventures. In Big Trouble in Little Sanchez, Summer is the only one who recognizes that Tiny Rick is actually a cry for help from Rick's real consciousness, showing her emotional intelligence and understanding of her grandfather. Summer has worked multiple jobs throughout the series, including at Needful Things and later at a frozen yogurt shop, demonstrating her work ethic and desire for financial independence from her parents. The character design of Summer includes her red hair and white tank top with pink shirt, which has become iconic, though she's shown in various outfits that reflect her personality growth throughout different episodes. Summer's voice actress Spencer Grammer has stated in interviews that she relates to Summer's journey of self-discovery and enjoys portraying her evolution from a stereotypical teenager to a complex character. In Morty's Mind Blowers, it's revealed that Summer has helped Rick remove various traumatic memories from Morty's mind, showing she's been involved in their adventures more than initially apparent. Summer demonstrates remarkable emotional resilience, having dealt with her parents' divorce, learning she was unwanted, and experiencing numerous traumatic events across dimensions while maintaining her sanity better than most characters. Her academic performance is shown to be above average, as she's concerned about college and her future, though her grades sometimes suffer due to her involvement in interdimensional adventures with Rick. Summer's social media presence is important to her character, as she's shown taking selfies and caring about her online image, representing modern teenage concerns integrated into the sci-fi narrative. In the Whirly-Durly Conspiracy, Summer's body image issues are addressed when she uses Rick's technology to become artificially beautiful, leading to complications that teach her about self-acceptance and the dangers of morphological alterations. Summer has shown the ability to speak multiple alien languages in various episodes, suggesting she's either naturally gifted with languages or has been using Rick's technology to learn them quickly. The relationship between Summer and her alternate dimension selves varies greatly, from working together in Tales from the Citadel to competing against each other in other multiverse scenarios. Summer's favorite music appears to include pop and indie bands, as shown by posters in her room and her reactions to various songs throughout the series, giving her character realistic teenage tastes. In Anatomy Park, Summer spends Christmas with the family's homeless guest, Jacob, showing her initial shallow nature but also her capacity for growth as she learns to see beyond appearances. Summer has been shown to be an excellent driver in multiple episodes, handling both Earth vehicles and alien spacecraft with surprising skill, especially considering her age and limited formal training. Her manipulation skills are demonstrated in episodes where she gets her way with her parents by playing them against each other, showing she's learned to navigate family dynamics to her advantage. Summer's relationship with Mr. Poopy Butthole is minimal compared to other family members, as she wasn't present during his introduction, highlighting how her increased involvement in adventures came gradually. In Look Who's Purging Now, Summer stays home while Rick and Morty go on their adventure, but she uses this time to throw a party, showing her typical teenage rebellion when left unsupervised. Summer has expressed interest in becoming a surgeon, like her mother in some episodes, though this career goal seems to fluctuate based on her current interests and experiences with Rick's science. The character has been featured in multiple Rick and Morty comic book storylines that expand on her character beyond the show, giving her solo adventures and further character development. Summer's tolerance for alcohol and alien substances has been shown in party scenes, though the show treats this with dark humor rather than glorification, maintaining its adult-oriented comedy approach. In Ricksy Business, Summer throws a massive house party that gets out of control with interdimensional guests, showing her desire to be popular conflicts with the chaos her family attracts. Summer has killed multiple beings throughout the series without showing significant psychological trauma, suggesting she's either naturally resilient or has inherited Rick's ability to compartmentalize violence. Her fashion sense evolves throughout the series, from typical teenage clothing to more practical adventure gear when accompanying Rick, showing her adaptation to her new lifestyle. Summer's smartphone has been destroyed multiple times throughout the series, yet she always seems to have a replacement, possibly suggesting Rick provides her with enhanced versions. In Interdimensional Cable 2, Summer bonds with Jerry in the alien hospital waiting room, showing that despite their difficult relationship, they can connect during stressful situations. Summer demonstrates business acumen in multiple episodes, from working retail to helping Rick with his curse removal business, showing she has entrepreneurial skills beyond her years. The character has been used to explore themes of feminism and gender roles, particularly in episodes where she confronts sexist alien societies or Earth-based discrimination. Summer's knowledge of Rick's catchphrases and behavior patterns often helps her predict his actions, showing she pays closer attention to her grandfather than she initially let on. In Rest and Ricklaxation, Summer briefly appears to check on Morty, showing sisterly concern despite their usual sibling rivalry, demonstrating the complexity of their relationship. Summer has been shown to have a talent for improvisation in dangerous situations, often coming up with creative solutions that even surprise Rick with their effectiveness. Her ability to emotionally manipulate others is portrayed as both a strength and weakness, helping her survive, but also causing relationship problems with friends and family members. Summer's reaction to the family's move to a new dimension after Rick Potion number 9 is never fully explored, suggesting she either wasn't told or has accepted it as part of life with Rick. In various episodes, Summer shows proficiency with both Earth weapons and alien technology, suggesting she's been secretly training or has natural combat instincts. Summer's character serves as a critique of how female characters are often sidelined in sci-fi adventures, with her demanding inclusion representing a meta-commentary on the genre itself. The writers have mentioned that Summer's character was inspired by typical teenage girls, but specifically written to subvert expectations about how such characters behave in sci-fi settings. Summer's relationship with her grandmother, Diane Sanchez, is unexplored due to Diane's death, but this absence shapes her relationship with Rick and her understanding of family trauma. In The Wedding Squanchers, Summer shows tactical thinking by helping the family evade the Galactic Federation, proving she can handle high-pressure situations requiring strategic planning. Summer has been shown to have different hairstyles and colors in alternate dimensions, suggesting that her appearance is one of the more variable aspects across the multiverse. Her taste in boys ranges from typical high school athletes to interdimensional warriors, showing that her romantic interests become more exotic as she's exposed to the wider universe. Summer's role in the family dynamics often involves mediating between other members, using her emotional intelligence to navigate the complex relationships within the Smith-Sanchez household. In Childrick of Mort, Summer sides with Beth over Jerry during their camping trip argument, showing her tendency to align with whoever she perceives as stronger in family conflicts. Summer demonstrates knowledge of Earth history and pop culture that she uses to relate to situations in other dimensions. Showing her education helps her process alien experiences. The character has been featured in promotional materials and merchandise extensively, showing her popularity among fans, despite initially being conceived as a secondary character. Summer's ability to quickly adapt to new dimensions and realities suggests she may have inherited Rick's dimensional traveling genes or has developed coping mechanisms for radical change. In Prometheus, Summer and Morty work together effectively without Rick, showing their sibling relationship has evolved to include mutual respect and teamwork when necessary. Summer has expressed jealousy over Morty's closer relationship with Rick in early seasons, but later seems to accept and even prefer her more independent role in the family. Her academic subjects of interest appear to include literature and social studies based on classroom scenes, contrasting with the hard sciences that dominate Rick's interests. Summer's character arc involves learning to balance her desire for normalcy with the extraordinary circumstances of her family, ultimately embracing both aspects of her identity. In the Vat of Acid episode, Summer appears in multiple alternate timelines where Morty's actions affect her life, showing how interconnected the family's fates are across realities. Summer demonstrates surprising knowledge of criminal activities and black market operations, possibly learned from Rick or through her own research into the family's illegal activities. The character's emotional range has expanded from typical teenage emotions to include existential dread, cosmic horror, and acceptance of infinite realities, showing psychological growth. Summer's interactions with alien species show her to be less xenophobic than typical humans, having grown up exposed to Rick's alien contacts and interdimensional travelers. In Starmort Return of the Jerry, Summer participates in the space battle, showing she's become comfortable with large-scale conflicts and warfare despite her civilian upbringing. Summer has been shown to have a competitive relationship with other versions of herself, particularly when meeting them at the Citadel or in crossover situations. Her ability to lie convincingly to authorities and parents about the family's adventures shows she's developed skills in deception necessary for maintaining their secret lifestyle. Summer's character design was intentionally made to look like a combination of Beth and Jerry's features, reinforcing her role as their biological daughter in most dimensions. In episodes featuring time travel or alternate timelines, Summer often plays crucial roles in maintaining or restoring the proper timeline, showing her importance to the family's survival. Summer demonstrates an understanding of Rick's various devices and gadgets, often able to operate them without instruction, suggesting she's been secretly studying his technology. The character has been shown to have different moral boundaries than Rick, being more empathetic, but also capable of brutal pragmatism when her family is threatened. Summer's presence in episodes often serves to ground the sci-fi concepts in relatable teenage experiences, making the show's complex themes more accessible to viewers. In Rattlestar Ricklactica, Summer helps resolve the snake time travel paradox, showing her growing understanding of temporal mechanics and dimensional theory despite lacking formal training. Summer has developed a network of contacts across dimensions, including friends and allies she's made during adventures, showing her ability to build relationships in unusual circumstances. Her character represents the show's exploration of nature versus nurture, as she exhibits both Smith family weakness and Sanchez family genius, depending on the situation. Summer's fighting style in combat situations appears to be self-taught and improvised, relying on aggression and unpredictability rather than formal training or technique. In episodes where the family's memories are altered or erased, Summer often retains partial memories or feelings, suggesting she has natural resistance to mental manipulation. Summer demonstrates financial literacy beyond her years, understanding the value of interdimensional currency and being able to negotiate deals with alien merchants and criminals. The character's relationship with technology evolves from basic teenage use to advanced operation of alien devices, showing her rapid adaptation to the technological aspects of Rick's world. Summer's experiences have made her functionally multilingual, able to communicate with various alien species through translators or learned languages, expanding her communication abilities beyond Earth languages. In Mort Dinner Rick Andre, Summer ages rapidly in a time-dilated dimension, experiencing decades of life in hours, showing her ability to psychologically cope with temporal distortion. Summer has been shown to have leadership qualities that emerge in crisis situations, often taking charge when Rick and Morty are incapacitated or absent from the scenario. Her relationship with Rick evolved from seeking his approval to becoming more of an equal partner in certain adventures, showing mutual respect despite their age difference. Summer's character has been praised by critics for avoiding the damsel in distress trope, instead being portrayed as competent and capable even in the most dangerous situations. In episodes featuring the Citadel of Ricks, Summer interacts with multiple versions of her family, showing her ability to navigate complex multiverse politics and relationships. Summer demonstrates environmental awareness in some episodes, showing concern for planetary destruction and species extinction, contrasting with Rick's often nihilistic approach to cosmic events. The character has survived numerous near-death experiences, that would traumatize normal teenagers, suggesting she's developed exceptional psychological coping mechanisms or has become somewhat desensitized. Summer's intelligence is shown to be above average, but not genius level, making her relatable to viewers while still capable of understanding and participating in Rick's adventures. In A Rick Convenient Mort, Summer supports Morty's relationship with Planetina initially, showing her role as a supportive sister despite their typical sibling rivalry. Summer has been exposed to numerous alien diseases and parasites throughout the series, but seems to have developed immunity or resistance, possibly due to Rick's medical interventions. Her character development includes learning to question authority, including Rick's, showing intellectual independence and critical thinking skills developed through her experiences. Summer's ability to maintain friendships despite her secret life shows social intelligence and the ability to compartmentalize different aspects of her identity effectively. In episodes featuring alternate realities where she doesn't exist, the family dynamics are noticeably different, highlighting her important role in the family structure. Summer demonstrates knowledge of various alien cultures and customs, allowing her to navigate diplomatic situations that would confuse or offend most Earth humans. The character has been shown to age gracefully in future timeline episodes, suggesting good genetics and the possibility that Rick has provided anti-aging treatments. Summer's relationship with violence has evolved from horror to acceptance to strategic use, showing a character arc that mirrors the audience's desensitization to the show's violence. In Gotron Jerisis Rick Vangelion, Summer becomes obsessed with the Gotron ferrets, showing she can become just as obsessive as Rick when something captures her interest. Summer has demonstrated the ability to pilot various vehicles, including spacecraft, hovercrafts, and interdimensional vehicles, showing natural vehicular aptitude or extensive off-screen training. Summer's relationship with her body image extends beyond typical teenage insecurity, as she's had to confront seeing herself die, be mutated, and transformed across dimensions, forcing her to develop a unique perspective on physical identity. In the comics and show, Summer has demonstrated proficiency in hand-to-hand combat against opponents much larger than herself, suggesting she may have taken self-defense classes or learned from watching Rick fight. Summer's cell phone contacts have been shown to include both Earth friends and interdimensional beings, making her possibly the only teenager on Earth with truly universal social networking capabilities. The character's favorite foods appear to include typical American teenage fare, but she's also shown eating alien cuisine without hesitation, demonstrating culinary adventurousness developed through interdimensional travel. Summer has been present for several of Rick's emotional breakdowns, making her one of the few characters who has seen his vulnerable side and understands the pain behind his nihilistic exterior. In episodes where the family splits up, Summer often chooses pragmatism over emotion, siding with whoever offers the best chance of survival, rather than following pure loyalty. Summer's knowledge of social media trends and internet culture has occasionally helped solve interdimensional problems, showing how Earth pop culture knowledge can be surprisingly useful in alien contexts. The character has witnessed the heat death of universes, the birth of civilizations, and cosmic horror beyond comprehension, yet maintains interest in normal teenage concerns like dating and college. Summer demonstrates an ability to read people's motivations quickly, a skill that helps her navigate both high school drama and interdimensional political intrigue with equal effectiveness. In background scenes, Summer can be seen reading various books ranging from classic literature to what appear to be alien texts, suggesting intellectual curiosity beyond her school requirements. Summer's wardrobe includes clothing from multiple dimensions and time periods. Though she tends to default to contemporary Earth fashion when not actively adventuring with Rick, the character has been shown to have a high pain tolerance, enduring injuries that would incapacitate most people while continuing to function in dangerous situations. Summer's relationships with her teachers at school are largely unexplored, but glimpses suggest she maintains good enough grades to avoid scrutiny despite frequent absences for adventures. In episodes featuring memory alteration, Summer shows an ability to recognize when something feels wrong with reality, possibly indicating natural resistance to psychological manipulation or heightened awareness. Summer has expressed interest in photography and documentation, occasionally taking pictures during adventures, suggesting she may be keeping a secret record of the family's interdimensional travels. The character's singing voice has been featured in multiple episodes, showing she has musical talent that she rarely gets to express due to the chaos of her family life. Summer's understanding of quantum physics and dimensional theory, while not at Rick's level, exceeds what most teenagers learn, showing she's absorbed scientific knowledge through osmosis and observation. In crowd scenes at school, Summer is often shown surrounded by friends, contradicting the lone wolf narrative often associated with characters involved in secret adventures. Summer has developed a pragmatic approach to death, having seen so many versions of herself and others die, that she's learned to value survival over sentiment. The character's relationship with money shows typical teenage materialism, combined with an understanding of resource scarcity, learned from surviving in post-apocalyptic dimensions. Summer's ability to code switch between normal teenager and hardened adventurer happens almost instantaneously, showing remarkable psychological flexibility and adaptation skills. In episodes where Rick is absent, Summer often steps into a leadership role naturally, suggesting she's been unconsciously preparing for situations where she needs to take charge. Summer has been exposed to more radiation than any normal human should survive, suggesting either Rick has provided medical countermeasures or she's developed unusual resistance. The character's taste in entertainment includes both typical teenage shows and interdimensional cable, giving her a unique perspective on narrative and media across realities. Summer's relationship with Beth improved significantly after the Space Beth revelation, as both versions of her mother show deep affection for her despite their complicated dynamics. In fight scenes, Summer tends to use improvised weapons rather than traditional ones, showing creativity and adaptability in combat situations she was never formally trained for. Summer has been shown to have different dominant personality traits in different dimensions, from aggressive warrior to pacifist philosopher, highlighting nature versus nurture themes. The character's ability to sleep despite having experienced cosmic horror suggests either exceptional mental compartmentalization or that Rick has provided some form of psychological protection. Summer's journal or diary has been glimpsed, but never fully explored, potentially containing insights into how she processes the traumatic and amazing experiences of her adventures. In episodes featuring technology malfunctions, Summer often provides practical solutions, while others panic, showing she's developed crisis management skills through repeated exposure to danger. Summer has formed friendships with beings from multiple species and dimensions, making her possibly one of the most socially connected humans in the multiverse. The character's academic essays, briefly shown in some episodes, incorporate interdimensional experiences in subtle ways that teachers interpret as creative writing rather than truth. Summer's relationship with authority figures varies from respectful to dismissive based on her assessment of their competence, showing she judges people by merit rather than position. In timelines where Summer becomes an adult, she's shown in various careers from president to wasteland warrior, suggesting multiple potential futures based on different choices. Summer has developed the ability to eat while witnessing gore or disturbing sights, a practical adaptation to dining with Rick, who often combines meals with violent adventures. The character's musical preferences have evolved to include alien genres and interdimensional bands, though she maintains appreciation for Earth music as comfort listening. Summer's ability to negotiate with hostile entities has saved the family multiple times, showing diplomatic skills that complement Rick's tendency toward aggressive solutions. In episodes featuring clones or duplicates, Summer can identify the original family members through subtle behavioral cues, showing deep familiarity with their true personalities. Summer has been shown to have an extensive knowledge of memes and internet culture that occasionally proves useful in understanding alien communication methods based on similar principles. The character's physical fitness has improved throughout the series, going from average teenage conditioning to being able to keep up with Rick and Morty in physically demanding situations. Summer's relationship with Morty includes a protective element where she defends him from bullies, while also maintaining typical sibling teasing, showing complex familial dynamics. In situations requiring deception, Summer can cry on command and manipulate her emotional displays, skills possibly developed from navigating her parents' dysfunctional relationship. Summer has been present for universe-ending scenarios multiple times, developing a casual attitude toward apocalyptic events that would cause existential crisis in most people. The character's problem-solving approach combines Rick's scientific methodology with teenage creativity, often resulting in unexpected solutions that surprise even experienced interdimensional travelers. Summer's exposure to alien pheromones and atmospheric conditions has likely altered her biology in subtle ways, though the long-term effects remain unexplored in the series. In episodes where she's separated from technology, Summer shows survival skills, including fire starting, shelter building, and foraging, suggesting comprehensive preparation for dimensional travel. Summer has developed a network of safe houses and contacts across dimensions, showing she's learned from Rick's paranoid preparation habits while maintaining her own independent resources. The character's ability to learn new languages appears accelerated compared to normal humans, possibly due to exposure to Rick's technology or natural linguistic aptitude enhanced by experience. Summer's understanding of her family's various neuroses allows her to manipulate situations to avoid conflicts, showing emotional intelligence developed through years of dysfunction navigation. In combat situations, Summer shows preference for ending fights quickly rather than prolonging them, demonstrating practical rather than sadistic tendencies despite her capacity for violence. Summer has been shown to have basic medical knowledge, including field surgery and alien anatomy, skills likely learned through necessity during adventures gone wrong. The character's relationship with her own mortality is complex, as she's both died multiple times in alternate timelines and survived situations that should have killed her. Summer's ability to maintain her sanity despite exposure to mind-breaking cosmic truths suggests either natural resilience or protective measures installed by Rick without her knowledge. In episodes featuring time loops, Summer often realizes the repetition faster than others, showing pattern recognition skills developed through experiencing dimensional anomalies. Summer has demonstrated the ability to hotwire various vehicles, including alien spacecraft, showing mechanical knowledge gained through observation and practical experience. The character's social media presence likely makes her the most followed person on Earth without anyone realizing it, as she posts carefully edited versions of her adventures. Summer's relationship with food has been affected by experiencing starvation in survival situations and abundance in advanced civilizations, giving her unique perspective on consumption. In group dynamics, Summer often serves as translator between Rick's complex scientific explanations and language others can understand, showing communication skills across knowledge levels. Summer has been shown to have contingency plans for various family emergencies, suggesting she's adopted Rick's paranoid preparation while maintaining her own organizational style. The character's dreams likely include a mix of normal teenage anxieties and cosmic horror, though she's learned to differentiate between prophetic visions and regular nightmares. Summer's ability to maintain romantic relationships despite her complicated life shows compartmentalization skills and the ability to create normalcy within chaos. In episodes featuring alien invasion, Summer's knowledge of invasion patterns from previous experiences allows her to predict enemy behavior and coordinate defensive responses. Summer has developed immunity to many common Earth diseases due to Rick's modifications, but remains vulnerable to interdimensional pathogens requiring constant medical updates. The character's fashion choices have influenced interdimensional trends, as beings from various realities have been shown copying her style after encountering her. Summer's understanding of temporal mechanics allows her to navigate time travel paradoxes without creating universe-ending contradictions, showing learned theoretical knowledge and practical application. In survival situations, Summer prioritizes resource conservation and long-term planning over immediate gratification, showing maturity beyond her years, developed through harsh experiences. Summer has been shown to have perfect recall for interdimensional coordinates and portal combinations, suggesting either eidetic memory or enhancement through Rick's technology. The character's ability to remain calm during family arguments, while reality literally falls apart around them, shows exceptional emotional regulation developed through extreme circumstances. Summer's knowledge of Rick's enemies and allies across dimensions makes her valuable for intelligence gathering and diplomatic missions, requiring familiar face recognition. In episodes featuring body swapping or possession, Summer maintains her core identity better than other characters, suggesting strong sense of self despite identity-challenging experiences. Summer has developed the ability to detect when someone is from another dimension through subtle behavioral differences, a skill that has prevented numerous infiltration attempts. The character's relationship with pain has evolved from avoidance to acceptance as necessary for survival, showing psychological adaptation to the violent reality of interdimensional travel. Summer's ability to operate in zero gravity and various atmospheric conditions suggests physical adaptations or training that allows her to function in non-Earth environments. In timelines where she doesn't meet Rick, Summer is shown living ordinary but unfulfilling lives, suggesting her adventures, despite their danger, give her purpose. Summer has been exposed to numerous forms of radiation and energy that should cause cancer, suggesting Rick has provided preventive treatments or genetic modifications. The character's ability to eat alien food without severe allergic reactions indicates either careful testing or biological modifications, allowing for broader dietary compatibility. Summer's knowledge of interdimensional law and legal systems has helped the family avoid imprisonment multiple times, showing she's studied various judicial systems for practical purposes. In episodes featuring mind control, Summer shows unusual resistance, possibly due to strong will or protective implants Rick installed without her explicit knowledge. Summer has developed the ability to identify temporal anomalies and dimensional rifts visually, a skill that requires understanding of physics beyond Earth's current scientific knowledge. The character's relationship with her own intelligence is complex, as she's smart enough to understand Rick's work, but not genius enough to replicate it independently. Summer's ability to form emotional connections with non-human entities shows expanded empathy beyond species boundaries, developed through positive interactions with alien beings. In situations requiring sacrifice, Summer has shown willingness to die for her family, but also pragmatic self-preservation, balancing heroism with survival instinct. Summer has been shown to have knowledge of multiple martial arts styles from different dimensions, combining them into a unique fighting approach adapted to her physical capabilities. The character's understanding of probability and quantum mechanics allows her to make strategic decisions based on likely outcomes across multiple dimensional possibilities. Summer's relationship with her appearance includes acceptance of scarring and physical changes from adventures, showing evolution from teenage vanity to practical self-image. In episodes featuring genetic manipulation, Summer shows understanding of DNA and biological engineering concepts, knowledge gained through exposure to Rick's experiments. Summer has developed the ability to function without sleep for extended periods, possibly through chemical enhancement, or learned techniques from survival situations. The character's moral flexibility allows her to commit violence when necessary while maintaining empathy, a balance many characters in the show struggle to achieve. Summer's knowledge of chemistry and pharmacology, while basic compared to Rick's, exceeds typical teenage understanding, allowing her to identify and synthesize basic compounds. In social situations, Summer can adapt her personality to fit in with any group, from high school cliques to alien warrior tribes, showing advanced social camouflage abilities. Summer has been shown to have an extensive collection of souvenirs from her adventures hidden in her room, suggesting sentimental attachment despite the trauma associated with them. The character's ability to process grief quickly and move forward shows either emotional resilience or concerning detachment developed through repeated loss across dimensions. Summer's understanding of economics spans from Earth capitalism to post-scarcity alien societies, giving her unique perspective on value and resource distribution. In episodes featuring virtual reality, Summer shows ability to distinguish between simulated and real experiences, possibly due to repeated exposure to artificial realities. Summer has developed a personal code of ethics that borrows from Rick's pragmatism while maintaining more humanitarian concerns, creating a unique moral framework. The character's relationship with her extended family is largely unexplored, suggesting either distance from relatives or Rick's influence in isolating the family from outside connections. Summer's ability to inspire loyalty in others has created a network of allies who help her without expecting payment, showing charisma and relationship-building skills. In combat scenarios, Summer shows tactical thinking, including use of environment, psychological warfare, and strategic retreat, skills developed through survival rather than formal training. Summer has been shown to have basic piloting skills for multiple types of craft, from terrestrial vehicles to interdimensional ships, showing quick learning and adaptability. The character's relationship with her own memories is complicated by Rick's admitted memory modifications, creating uncertainty about which experiences are genuinely hers. Summer's ability to function in extreme temperatures and atmospheric pressures suggests biological modifications or protective equipment integrated into her standard clothing. In episodes featuring parasites, Summer shows enhanced ability to identify and resist infection, possibly due to antibodies developed through previous exposure or preventive treatments. Summer has demonstrated knowledge of explosive devices and weapons from multiple dimensions, understanding both their construction and safe handling, despite no formal military training. The character's sleep patterns have been disrupted by interdimensional jet lag and temporal displacement, forcing her to develop alternative rest and recovery methods. Summer's understanding of alien biology allows her to provide basic medical care to non-human entities, knowledge that makes her valuable in diplomatic and emergency situations. In timelines where she gains power, Summer typically uses it for personal benefit initially, but develops toward protective leadership, showing character growth patterns across realities. Summer has been shown to have resistance to various forms of mind reading and telepathy, possibly through mental training or technological protection provided by Rick. The character's ability to improvise weapons from common objects shows creativity and practical engineering skills developed through necessity in resource-scarce situations. Summer's relationship with her future self varies from timeline to timeline, but she generally shows acceptance of multiple possible futures rather than fixation on single destiny. In episodes featuring shapeshifters, Summer has developed techniques for identifying imposters, including behavioral tests and biological scans using Rick's equipment. Summer demonstrates understanding of multiple economic systems and currencies, allowing her to conduct business across dimensions without Rick's direct assistance or guidance. The character's exposure to time dilation means she's technically lived more years than her biological age suggests, experiencing decades in dimensions where time moves differently. Summer's ability to maintain her identity across body swaps, mind transfers, and consciousness splits shows strong core self-concept, despite repeated challenges to personal continuity. In survival situations, Summer shows knowledge of edible plants and animals from multiple dimensions, information that has prevented starvation during extended adventures. Summer has developed the ability to sense dimensional instabilities and timeline fractures, possibly through repeated exposure, giving her sensitivity to reality distortions. The character's relationship with Rick includes understanding his unspoken emotional needs, allowing her to provide support he would never directly request, but clearly requires. Summer's combat experience includes fighting opponents of vastly different sizes and physiologies, forcing her to develop adaptive strategies rather than relying on standard techniques. In episodes featuring advanced civilizations, Summer shows ability to quickly grasp and utilize technology beyond Earth's development, suggesting strong technical intuition. Summer has been shown to keep detailed mental maps of dimensions she's visited, allowing her to navigate familiar territories without technological assistance. The character's understanding of propaganda and manipulation techniques from observing various dimensional governments helps her recognize and resist psychological operations. Summer's relationship with her childhood memories is complicated by the knowledge that some may be fabricated, forcing her to define identity through present actions rather than past experiences. In group survival situations, Summer naturally assumes organizational roles, coordinating resources and personnel with efficiency, suggesting latent leadership abilities activated by crisis. Summer demonstrates knowledge of torture, resistance techniques, both physical and psychological, skills unfortunately developed through capture experiences across hostile dimensions. The character's ability to form romantic connections despite knowing infinite versions of every person exist shows capacity for meaningful relationships within nihilistic framework. Summer's understanding of her grandfather's past includes pieces he hasn't directly shared, information gathered through observation and deduction showing detective-level analytical skills. In episodes featuring court trials across dimensions, Summer shows understanding of various legal systems and ability to argue cases despite lacking formal legal education. Summer has developed personal hygiene and grooming habits adapted for interdimensional travel, including techniques for maintaining appearance without Earth-specific products. The character's relationship with her own aging process is affected by exposure to time manipulation and life extension technology, creating uncertainty about her natural lifespan. Summer's ability to recognize and resist various forms of addiction, chemical and behavioral, suggests either strong willpower or protective measures against dependency-forming substances. In combat situations, Summer shows ability to predict opponent moves based on species-specific fighting patterns she's observed, creating database of combat knowledge through experience. Summer demonstrates understanding of terraforming and planetary engineering concepts, knowledge gained through witnessing both creation and destruction of habitable worlds. The character's relationship with her possessions shows both attachment to sentimental items and willingness to abandon everything when survival demands it, demonstrating practical materialism. Summer has developed unique meditation techniques combining Earth practices with alien mental disciplines, allowing her to maintain psychological stability despite constant traumatic exposure. In episodes featuring plagues or pandemics, Summer demonstrates knowledge of quarantine protocols and disease transmission that exceeds standard teenage health education. Summer's ability to navigate bureaucracies across dimensions shows she's learned to exploit system weaknesses and use official procedures to her advantage when force isn't optimal. The character has been shown to have synesthetic experiences when traveling between dimensions, perceiving reality shifts through multiple senses simultaneously in ways others don't. Summer's understanding of archaeological and anthropological concepts allows her to quickly assess alien civilizations' development levels and predict their behavioral patterns. In situations requiring stealth, Summer demonstrates ability to move silently and remain undetected by various sensor types, skills developed through infiltration missions. Summer has shown knowledge of various religious and philosophical systems from across dimensions, using this understanding to navigate culturally sensitive situations. The character's relationship with her own death includes having written multiple wills for different dimensional scenarios, showing practical acceptance of mortality. Summer's ability to metabolize alien substances without fatal reactions suggests her liver and kidneys have been enhanced or replaced with more efficient organs. In episodes featuring hive minds, Summer maintains individual consciousness while temporarily connected, showing unusual mental independence, possibly related to her strong sense of self. Summer demonstrates understanding of nuclear physics sufficient to identify and avoid radiation hazards, knowledge critical for surviving in post-apocalyptic dimensions. The character has developed personal rituals for coping with dimensional travel sickness, including physical exercises and mental techniques for rapid adjustment. Summer's knowledge of tracking and hunting includes techniques for following prey across dimensional boundaries, skills learned from survival situations rather than recreational hunting. In timelines where technology doesn't exist, Summer shows ability to recreate basic scientific principles from memory, suggesting deep understanding rather than mere operational knowledge. Summer has been exposed to numerous assassination attempts, developing situational awareness and threat assessment skills that operate constantly in her subconscious. The character's ability to digest information at accelerated rates when using Rick's learning technology shows her brain has adapted to handle rapid knowledge downloads. Summer's understanding of her family's genetic history includes knowledge of traits that manifest across dimensions, helping her identify relatives in realities where relationships differ. In episodes featuring prison scenarios, Summer demonstrates knowledge of incarceration, survival tactics, and social dynamics within confined populations across species. Summer has developed resistance to motion sickness from constant portal travel. Her vestibular system adapted to sudden gravitational and directional changes. The character's knowledge of seduction and manipulation techniques spans multiple species mating rituals, information she finds embarrassing but occasionally tactically useful. Summer's ability to perform basic surgery on herself shows medical knowledge and pain management techniques learned through necessity when isolated from medical care. In situations involving children, Summer shows natural protective instincts enhanced by combat experience, making her extremely dangerous when defending youth. Summer demonstrates understanding of addiction psychology and recovery, helping her recognize and intervene when family members develop dependencies on substances or behaviors. The character has been shown to have different allergies in different dimensions, forcing her to maintain awareness of biological variations in her own alternate selves. Summer's knowledge of explosives includes understanding of both chemical and nuclear devices from various technological levels, self-taught through observation and experimentation. In episodes featuring extreme weather, Summer shows survival skills specific to various climatic disasters, from ice ages to solar flares across different worlds. Summer has developed ability to estimate temporal displacement without instruments, sensing how much time has passed in different dimensional reference frames. The character's understanding of prison economics and social hierarchies has helped her survive multiple incarcerations, though she rarely discusses these experiences. Summer's relationship with academic achievement is complicated by knowing infinite versions of herself have every possible grade, making individual accomplishment feel simultaneously meaningful and meaningless. In combat situations, Summer shows berserker tendencies when family is threatened, entering dissociative states where she commits violence she later can't fully remember. Summer demonstrates knowledge of various slavery systems across dimensions, understanding she uses to identify and avoid capture while helping others escape when possible. The character has developed techniques for maintaining muscle memory across body swaps and transformations, allowing her to fight effectively even in unfamiliar forms. Summer's ability to recognize nutritional deficiencies in herself and others shows medical knowledge developed through experiencing scarcity and observing starvation effects. In episodes featuring court intrigue, Summer shows understanding of palace politics and assassination protocols from various monarchical systems across dimensions. Summer has been shown to have varying fertility across dimensions, a fact she discovered accidentally and finds deeply disturbing for its implications about identity. The character's knowledge of crowd psychology allows her to incite or calm mobs across species, using universal behavioral triggers that transcend cultural boundaries. Summer's understanding of her mother's abandonment issues helps her navigate Beth's emotional volatility, though this knowledge came through painful trial and error. In situations requiring long-term planning, Summer shows ability to think in geological timescales when necessary, a perspective gained from witnessing civilizational rises and falls. Summer demonstrates knowledge of various interrogation techniques and counter-interrogation training, skills developed through unfortunate practical experience rather than formal instruction. The character has developed ability to control her autonomic nervous system to some degree, allowing her to regulate heartbeat and breathing under stress. Summer's relationship with social media includes maintaining multiple accounts across dimensional networks, making her possibly the most connected human in multiverse history. In episodes featuring genetic modification, Summer shows understanding of heredity and mutation sufficient to predict offspring characteristics across species barriers. Summer has been shown to have different handwriting in different dimensions, suggesting fine motor control varies with dimensional physics or neurological development. The character's knowledge of poisons includes both terrestrial and alien toxins, with understanding of antidotes and delivery methods gained through survival experience. Summer's ability to estimate market values across dimensions shows economic intuition developed through trading in various currency systems and barter economies. In situations requiring performance, Summer can adopt various personas convincingly, from primitive tribes person to advanced civilization citizen, showing acting abilities. Summer demonstrates understanding of electromagnetic phenomena, sufficient to identify and avoid dangerous fields. Knowledge critical for surviving around Rick's inventions. The character has developed personal identification codes with family members that work across dimensions, allowing them to verify identities when shapeshifters are suspected. Summer's knowledge of ancient Earth history has been enhanced by visiting time periods directly, giving her perspective on historical events that contradicts textbooks. In episodes featuring musical challenges, Summer shows ability to quickly learn alien instruments, suggesting either musical talent or neural adaptability to new motor patterns. Summer has been shown to have prophetic dreams that occasionally predict dimensional incidents, though she struggles to distinguish these from regular anxiety nightmares. The character's understanding of fashion extends to knowing which clothing provides tactical advantages, choosing outfits that appear casual while offering combat functionality. Summer's relationship with her weight fluctuates based on dimensional beauty standards she's exposed to, showing how travel has complicated her body image beyond normal teenage concerns. In survival situations, Summer shows knowledge of water purification techniques ranging from primitive boiling to advanced molecular filtration, essential for dimensional travel. Summer demonstrates ability to calculate portal trajectories mentally, suggesting she's internalized mathematical principles of dimensional travel through repeated observation. The character has developed immunity to several types of mind control through repeated exposure, building mental antibodies against common psychological manipulation techniques. Summer's knowledge of mechanical engineering allows her to repair and modify vehicles from various technological eras, skills learned through necessity rather than formal training. In episodes featuring age regression or progression, Summer maintains psychological continuity better than most characters, suggesting strong core identity independent of physical age. Summer has been shown to have varying artistic abilities across dimensions, sometimes being talented painter or musician, raising questions about nature of talent itself. The character's understanding of quantum entanglement allows her to recognize when events in one dimension affect another, a sensitivity developed through multiverse experience. Summer's ability to learn from deaths of alternate selves shows pragmatic approach to mortality, using information from other timelines to avoid similar fates. In situations requiring chemical synthesis, Summer can create basic compounds from available materials, showing practical chemistry knowledge beyond theoretical understanding. Summer demonstrates knowledge of various martial traditions' philosophical foundations, not just physical techniques, allowing her to predict fighters' strategies based on their training. The character has developed ability to perceive dimensional barriers, weakening, sensing when reality is becoming unstable before visible signs appear to others. Summer's relationship with her intelligence includes frustration at not being genius level like Rick, while being too smart to relate completely to normal peers. In episodes featuring resource scarcity, Summer shows ability to calculate caloric needs and ration supplies for extended periods, skills from survival experiences. Summer has been shown to have resistance to various forms of radiation that would kill normal humans, suggesting cellular modifications or protective mutations. The character's knowledge of semiotics and symbolism allows her to interpret alien communications based on universal cognitive patterns that transcend language. Summer's understanding of game theory helps her navigate prisoners' dilemma scenarios across dimensions, often finding cooperative solutions others miss. In situations requiring disguise, Summer can alter her mannerisms and body language to match different cultures, showing anthropological observation skills. Summer demonstrates ability to induce adrenaline rushes at will, a skill developed for combat situations, but useful for overcoming fatigue during extended adventures. The character has developed personalized fighting combinations that account for her specific physical limitations and strengths, maximizing effectiveness despite smaller stature. Summer's knowledge of dimensional geography includes understanding of stable and unstable regions, allowing her to navigate multiverse with lower risk than random travel. In episodes featuring technological regression, Summer can recreate modern conveniences using primitive materials, showing deep understanding of underlying principles. Summer has been shown to have different metabolic rates in different dimensions, forcing her to adjust eating patterns based on local physics and biology. The character's understanding of psychological torture allows her to recognize and resist mental attacks, though this knowledge came through traumatic personal experience. Summer's ability to maintain relationships across time dilation means she's experienced friendships where decades pass for her, while friends age only days. In situations requiring medical triage, Summer can quickly assess and prioritize injuries across multiple species, showing emergency medicine knowledge gained through crisis experience. Summer demonstrates knowledge of various architectural styles and their defensive weaknesses, information useful for both infiltration and fortification across dimensions. The character has developed ability to compartmentalize traumatic memories without full suppression, allowing her to function while processing extreme experiences. Summer's understanding of ecological systems helps her predict environmental collapses and identify safe zones in dying worlds, crucial survival knowledge. In episodes featuring virtual realities, Summer shows ability to identify system glitches and exploit them, suggesting programming knowledge or pattern recognition skills. Summer has been shown to age at different rates in different dimensions, creating temporal paradoxes about her true age that she's learned to ignore. The character's knowledge of xenobiology includes understanding of alien reproductive cycles, information that's occasionally relevant for diplomatic or survival reasons. Summer's ability to maintain hope despite knowing infinite versions of herself suffer constantly shows either remarkable optimism or highly developed psychological defense mechanisms. In situations requiring construction, Summer can build functional shelters and devices from scavenged materials, showing engineering skills developed through survival necessity. Summer demonstrates understanding of various energy weapons and their counters, allowing her to identify threats and defenses across technological levels. The character has developed personal philosophy, combining nihilism with pragmatic hedonism, allowing her to enjoy life while accepting its ultimate meaninglessness. Summer's knowledge of dimensional taxation systems has helped the family avoid interdimensional IRS equivalents, showing she's learned bureaucratic evasion tactics. In episodes featuring shapeshifters, Summer has developed biological tests to verify identity that don't rely on technology using behavioral and physiological tells. Summer has been shown to have muscle memory that persists across mind wipes, suggesting physical training has created neural pathways resistant to memory modification. The character's understanding of fermentation and distillation allows her to create alcohol from alien ingredients, a skill she uses for both social and medicinal purposes. Summer's ability to navigate using stellar positions from different dimensions shows she's memorized star charts from multiple realities, an impressive feat of spatial memory. In situations requiring negotiation with AI entities, Summer shows understanding of machine logic that allows her to communicate effectively with non-biological intelligences. Summer demonstrates knowledge of various dimensional prison systems and escape methods, information she's compiled from personal experience and observation of Rick's escapes. The character has developed techniques for maintaining sanity during isolation, including mental exercises and imaginary conversations that prevent psychological deterioration. Summer's understanding of pheromone communication allows her to interpret and sometimes manipulate chemical signals from various species, though she finds this ability disturbing. In episodes featuring microscopic or gigantic scales, Summer adapts quickly to size changes, suggesting her spatial reasoning adjusts rapidly to new perspectives. Summer has been shown to have varying levels of psychic potential across dimensions, sometimes manifesting telepathic or telekinetic abilities she can't access in her home dimension. The character's knowledge of probability manipulation through quantum observation suggests she understands advanced physics concepts through practical application rather than theory. Summer's ability to maintain her personality despite exposure to ego-death experiences shows remarkable psychological resilience or possibly protective mental modifications. In situations requiring endurance, Summer can push her body beyond normal human limits through mental techniques learned from warrior cultures across dimensions. Summer demonstrates understanding of various caste systems and social hierarchies, allowing her to navigate rigid societies by identifying and exploiting status markers. The character has developed ability to trigger lucid dreaming at will, a skill useful for processing trauma and occasionally receiving interdimensional communications. Summer's knowledge of cybernetics includes basic understanding of brain-computer interfaces, allowing her to operate neural-linked technology when necessary. In episodes featuring parallel processing, Summer shows ability to maintain consciousness across multiple bodies simultaneously, though this causes severe psychological strain. Summer has been shown to have different genetic expressions activated in different dimensional conditions, suggesting her DNA contains dormant adaptations. The character's understanding of mimetic hazards allows her to recognize and avoid information patterns that could cause psychological damage or behavioral changes. Summer's ability to survive without modern hygiene products shows she's developed alternative health maintenance techniques from various technological levels. In situations requiring acting, Summer can method act so deeply she temporarily believes her cover identity, a dangerous but effective technique for deep infiltration. Summer demonstrates knowledge of tectonic activity and geological hazards, allowing her to predict and avoid natural disasters across different worlds. The character has developed a complex relationship with the concept of home, simultaneously feeling connected to and alienated from every dimension she visits. Summer's exposure to various gravitational fields has altered her bone density multiple times, requiring constant recalibration of her physical movements and strength expectations across dimensions. In episodes featuring nanotechnology, Summer shows understanding of microscopic machines and their medical applications, knowledge gained from having them in her bloodstream multiple times. Summer has developed the ability to consciously control her pupil dilation, a skill useful for vision adjustment and sending non-verbal signals across species that read eye changes. The character's knowledge of ferrous and non-ferrous technologies allows her to function in dimensions where magnetism works differently, adapting tools and techniques accordingly. Summer's relationship with her scars includes naming significant ones and using them as memory anchors for important lessons learned through physical trauma. In situations requiring underwater survival, Summer can hold her breath for abnormally long periods, suggesting lung capacity enhancement or efficient oxygen usage techniques. Summer demonstrates understanding of various FTL travel methods and their side effects, allowing her to prepare for and recover from different types of faster-than-light transportation. The character has been shown to have different blood types in different dimensions, forcing her to verify biological compatibility before receiving medical treatment. Summer's ability to detect lies extends beyond human, tells to alien species, having learned universal deception indicators that transcend cultural body language. In episodes featuring hive societies, Summer can temporarily suppress her individuality to blend in, though this causes her significant psychological discomfort afterward. Summer has developed techniques for eating while wearing various types of protective gear, a practical skill for surviving in hostile atmospheric conditions. The character's knowledge of ancient alien civilizations includes understanding their fall patterns, allowing her to recognize declining societies and escape before collapse.